What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, we are going to get into Bedroom Kimmy says, don't defend wrong. And shout out to my subscriber, Lisa Love, my homegirl. She had me cracking up when I recapped the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, and she called her Bedroom Kimmy. I hollered, okay? So, Lisa Love, I hope you don't mind, girl. I had to put your joke in the title of this video. Absolutely. And if y'all remember, like the season 1 reunion, Kimmy was saying how, like, one of the first times that she met Maurice, because, she gives like 4 different stories on how she met Maurice. One of them was that she attended a toy party that his then wife, Kiowa, was the consultant for, and their mutual friend was hosting the party, and Kimmy bought toys from Kiowa. Hence, Bedroom Kimmy. I don't think Kiowa. I don't know. Maybe Kiowa was a bedroom candy consultant, but that's where the joke comes from. Shout out to Lisa Love. It's a good joke. All right. So I really want to get into Kimmy and Jalen's behavior during the situation between not just Kiki and Tisha, but Amin and Marceau. There are some things that I don't know if Kimmy just isn't aware of that we need to point out to her. And then I want to get into her confessional with she and her husband Maurice. Now, before we dig in deep, I ask that you all please hit the like button on this video. You hear us content creators asking you to do that all the time. Hitting the like button, it like stimulates the video, if you will, because then YouTube will push the video through its algorithm, meaning that it will recommend this video to more people that they notice who watch Love and Marriage Huntsville commentary videos, the TV show recaps, the interviews with various members of the cast. They see those people on YouTube watching those videos. So when you hit the like button on this video, YouTube will recommend this video as well. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. Then you can turn on your notifications and know when I upload new content and when I go live. All right, so y'all, I am going to play this first soundbite, and it is very high intent. It is, Marceau, after he makes the triggering comment about calling the police and drug testing her, and that really triggers Amin and Kiki. I want you all to listen out for Kimmy and Jalen's voices. Okay, you're gonna hear what we not gonna do, and you're gonna hear go, go. And then I wanna talk about that for a moment. So I'm gonna play the clip, and also, of course, the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary of these sound bites are allowed for criticism, and everything that I'm saying here is definitely is alleged, and most of all, my opinion. All right, so let's jump right on in.
Please enjoy that, mother. Ladies, I feel that they're gonna say.
Okay, so everyone has talked about how in this clip you can also see Kimmy pushing Kiki out, and Jalen is behind her pointing, go, go. I get it that you're trying to break them up and keep them apart, but it's like the pushing, and what we not gonna do. I really am surprised that Kimmy thought that she could literally match Amin's energy. She didn't even think about the fact that they're two total opposite genders and totally different sizes, but she really thought verbally she could match that man's energy. What we not gonna do, and it really didn't work. I think he realized that Marceau wasn't trying to fight him because Marceau was playing musical chairs around the lanai and was totally avoiding Amin every single step that Amin took. So once he realized Marceau wasn't trying to fight him, he was totally fine with exiting. I guess he probably didn't really wasn't thinking to grab Kiki, but it didn't matter because Kimmie was so steady pushing her out. And then once Marceau saw that, Amin wasn't gonna be able to get to him, there were multiple people standing between them, in addition to Marceau steadily moving away from him. Then that's when he started puffing on the cigar, fronting like, he wasn't pressed at all. And, they knew that people were working to get them out. But I just thought that was so interesting of how Kimmie really thought that she could match this man's energy and was just shoving Kiki. I'm sure Kiki is watching this episode now like, oh my gosh, for real? In the moment, her adrenaline was pumping towards Tisha and Marceau. I don't even think she really realized what Kimmie and Jalen were doing. So I want to get you all's opinions in the comments. What did you think about that part as well? Now, this next soundbite. Oh, and also I want to, before I forget, I also want to point out to you, Kimmie, that the only reason why Amin was so turned up was over what Marceau said about drug testing Kiki. And that's also something that I'm going to mention again in my commentary on she and Maurice's confessional. All right, so I am getting that soundbite ready, and here it is.
Should have pulled Kiki aside before we even addressed this issue.
Correct. 100% correct.
I think that that's part of the duty of a husband is to, remove your wife when she's in the wrong.
Yeah, he felt like, it appeared that he felt like there was some measure of defending or supporting his wife that he was supposed to be doing. But you don't defend wrong.
So it's those last few words, those last 4 words, you don't defend wrong. That is so amazing. That's so rich coming from you, Kimmie, okay? All right, so Maurice was saying in the beginning of their confessional that he felt like Amin should have grabbed Kiki after Kiki threw the water on Tisha. That is a fair assessment, Now, I will say to Amin's credit, Amin was not at that table where Kiki, Tisha, and Marceau was when Kiki threw the water on Tisha. Amin was sitting over at the lanai, which is what we see right here. Then Kiki got up after she threw the water and went over to the lanai. And then Marceau and Tisha followed because Tisha was going in the house to dry off. Homegirl needed a towel. But Marceau went to the lanai to tell on Kiki, like a little tattletale, like Kimmie was their kindergarten teacher. Marceau didn't even go to the lanai to say, hey, Amin, our wives are really getting into it. Kiki threw some water on Tisha. I think that maybe y'all should just go. He didn't even say that to Amin. Marceau took his wide hip behind to his kindergarten teacher, Kimmie, to snitch on Kiki, because then he wanted Kimmie. He didn't even go to Maurice. He wanted Kimmie to man up and put out Amin and Kiki. Marceau didn't even have the balls to step to Amin and say, hey man, our wives are getting into it. Kiki just threw some water on Tisha. I think y'all should just go. He didn't even, and that lets us know what Amin was telling Melody. They don't like me. They're being fake when they say that they do. They don't have that type of rapport with he and Kiki, 100%. And now to you, Kimmie, about this whole you don't defend wrong. How many times do we see you making excuses for Tisha's immature behavior because you are a Scot by marriage and you do not want to displease the family? I remember a few seasons back, you spoke from your heart, Kimmie, when Carlos asked you if you were not related to Tisha by marriage, would she be your friend? And you admittedly said no. If you were not related to Tisha, she would not be your type of chick. So I was so surprised by the very next season, you totally made excuses for her every time that you could. and you totally, would come for Tiffany because, you felt like you had to because they didn't like Tiffany when she would question their marriage as well. But now you don't defend wrong. But you do defend wrong, Kimmy. It's like the hypocrisy for me. I just cannot. And again, I want to point out to you, Kimmy, that Amin was turned up after Marceau said that call the police and have them drug test Kiki. That is what he was mad about. But to go back to your statement, don't defend wrong, you really need to say that to Marceau because he is the reason why Amin was so turned up. So you all let me know in the comments what you thought about Kimmy's words in her confessional, you don't defend wrong. That is so rich coming from her. Definitely please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that the start of the week for you has been great. It's going to be a terrific Tuesday. Yes, it will be. And I will talk with y'all soon. Bye.